webinars for the EHF Philippines 2021. I hope you can see my slides. My name is Susanne Renzo-Vasu, and I'm here with my colleague Jenny. She's going to talk in a minute, and we are the Euraxis ASEAN team. And we think this is a super duper important platform for you to know if you're planning your career development. We know some of you might be undergrads or master students, and you should probably start planning your next career step. And if you have Europe in mind, which clearly you have, otherwise you wouldn't be attending this event, then we think the Euraxis portal is a fabulous tool for you to start mapping out your next steps. So Euraxis is an online platform, and it offers you information, opportunities, networking opportunities, career development support, and you can build your own community. So I'm just going to very briefly talk you through this tool, which Jenny and I are super excited about because it really helps researchers to get linked up to Europe and find their next master scholarship, their PhD scholarship, or maybe their postdoc fellowship. So what is this? First of all, you find on this portal a ton of information. So unlike the webinars you hear today, where you just hear about one specific country, Euraxis brings you the information about the whole European research area. So on our portal, you find information about 42 European countries and information, for example, who does research in the field that I'm interested in, which universities are the key players in my field, what type of funding can I find if I want to go to Europe. Also, I'm an international researcher. I want to move to Europe. What are the things that I need to take care of, and where can I find support? So lots and lots of information about 42 European countries, including the big ones, the small ones, and the ones in between. So really a treasure trove of information. You also, of course, find on our website a database. And this is, I think, what everybody is looking towards. It's the job and funding database. So thousands of scholarships, research jobs, fellowship opportunities every single day, and not just in one country, but really across the whole European continent. So we really encourage you to start looking at that database when you're planning your next career step. It is also a fabulous opportunity to find potential partners. So if you're looking to, for example, develop a joint paper, you're working on a research paper, you're looking for researchers in that field from other parts of Europe or other parts of the world, you can make use of our partnering tool and really start building your own network of researchers, but you can reach out also to research organizations, universities, for example, and also to business across Europe and the world. Again, a fabulous tool for young researchers that are starting out and they're developing a network for themselves and they want to create visibility for themselves. We have a hosting database, and Jenny will in a minute talk to you about a very specific fellowship. It's the Marie Curie Fellowship. And for this, you need to have an institution in Europe to host you. And we have a hosting database to make this easy for you to find an institution, a university in Europe that will take you on as a fellow. So once again, a very convenient tool for early career researchers that are not just yet so well connected to make it easy for you to reach out into Europe. And of course, we have lots and lots of support tools for career development. So this is really an opportunity to take care of your own career development. You can use the support tools that are available online to really become the best of your cohort. And what we also offer is personalized assistance. I've already mentioned we are combining information about 42 European countries, and each of them has so-called Euraxis service centers. So over 500 so-called Euraxis service centers across Europe. For example, you have found something in, let's pick a country, Hungary, and you think, wow, this PhD scholarship in Hungary sounds super interesting. I'd like to know, how do I make the move from the Philippines to Hungary? What kind of visa do I need to apply for? How do I find accommodation once I've arrived? What kind of insurance do I need to bring with me? Then you can contact the helpful colleagues at the Euraxis service centers, and they will literally take you by the hand and guide you through the process. They're also really useful if you haven't identified an opportunity yet, but you'd like to know more about a specific country. So this is really a fabulous resource for you. Now, Euraxis ASEAN, that's basically Jenny and myself. We organize a ton of events. We're pretty much working all the time, as you can tell. It's a Saturday, we're still online. We have lots and lots and lots of events for you, and we invite you to join our community and join us for our events. And you can see here we have information sessions, of course, but we also do a lot of hands-on workshops, how to write a research proposal, for example, how to communicate my science to a whole host of targets. So again, fabulous opportunity for you to join us. And I quickly want to actually share with you our website. This is what it looks like. This is the Euraxis ASEAN website. You see our address here at the top. And this is where you will find daily an update, you know, what's happening in Europe, what kind of new opportunities are opening up. So we post here fellowship opportunities, master's scholarships, PhD scholarships, you know, what is happening specifically between the two regions, Europe and ASEAN. And here at the bottom, you find a list of all the events that we're organizing. So it's really worthwhile for you to kind of keep checking in regularly. And here at the top, I'm just quickly going through this, are all these tabs that I mentioned about earlier on. So here, for example, is the jobs and funding portal. I just click on this because I always like to see, you know, what's happening. You see currently 8,297 opportunities, and you can look at this on a daily basis and see whether there is something that is interesting to you. Here's career development partnering, and I just want to click here national portals because it's not really clear. It's oddly phrased, but here you find the specific portals of all these 42 countries that are part of Euraxis. So if you are interested in a specific country, then you can just click on there and you get information specific to this country, but also the contact details of the colleagues that are based there. I'm just gonna stop sharing, and I just very quickly show you my last slide because I want to, of course, share with you our contact details. So we are here in Southeast Asia. I'm in Singapore. Jenny is in the Philippines. We have an email here, asean@euraccess.net, asean@euraccess.net. Whenever you have a question, please reach out to us and we will support you. And with this, I hand over to Jenny.
Thank you very much, Susan. We actually have a moderator here if he wants to come in while I prepare my slide.
I'm sorry for being late. I was waiting in the waiting room a while ago, but I wasn't accepted. But anyway, thank you, Dr. Susan, for that very succinct yet substantial information about Horizon Europe. And now let's hear something from Dr. Jenilyn Elmaco. Ma'am, you may begin your presentation.
Thank you so much, Emma. And thank you so much, Susan. Susan is my genius of a partner, as you can see. So you've heard a lot of things from her. And I want to focus on a specific program now, but please don't forget that there are a lot of programs, not only of the European Commission, but also of the member states of the European Union. So please check out our website. So I'm going to talk to you about the Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions. Just as a background, I am an Erasmus alumna, but I'm also an alumna of the Marie Curie Actions. And currently, I am the chair of the Marie Curie Alumni Association in Southeast Asia, very active, and also an NCP. NCPs are persons who can help you if you decide to go into this journey of having a research career with this program. So yes, just to tell you that the Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions is part of a bigger program of the European Union, which is called Horizon Europe. So Horizon Europe is the EU's key funding program for research and innovation with a budget of 95.5 billion euros. So you multiply that, I think, with 59 with pesos, and then there you have it. That's the budget for research and innovation. So it tackles climate change. It helps to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals and boost also, competitiveness and growth. So what I'm going to talk about is just a very small part for the next few minutes, which is under Pillar 1 on excellent science, and that is the MSCA actions. So the MSCA, just to introduce to you, is this one. It has a budget of 6.6 billion, and it's under Pillar 1, as I said, and really it aims to do researchers training, skills, and career development at all stages of your career, whether you are a beginning researcher or you are a more senior researcher. Excellent research in all domains, so it's a bottom-up approach, international, cross-sectoral, and interdisciplinary mobility. Of course, and I will show you a slide later, there's an attractive working and employment conditions, so making sure that you have this work-life balance, and structuring impact on organizations through excellent programs and strong collaboration with industry and SMEs. For the purpose of this discussion, I will just focus on the doctoral programs and also on the RISE, which is the staff exchange, because I think that's those of you who are attending us right now either are looking for a master's or PhD degrees, or you are a member of an institution here in the Philippines and you'd like to find out collaboration opportunities. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So the MSCA, you have the doctoral networks, postdoctoral fellowships, you have the staff exchange, co-fund, and the MSCA and citizens. As I said, I will focus on the two. So with the doctoral networks, you have to be enrolled in a doctoral program. You can be, a Filipino, or you can be of any nationality here, in the Philippines, but applying to this program in Europe, that's completely fine. And just to focus on the fact that the fellowship is between 3 and 36 months. And here you see just a glimpse of what you can get, if you are really, while you're doing excellent science, you are also compensated quite well. It's quite generous. You have a living allowance, which is basically comes in a salary of 3,400 euros. I made the computations actually, and that will come into about 200,000 pesos per month, which is not bad. Apart from that, you get a mobility allowance every month because you are mobile, and you have to meet a lot of people, and then you have to commute as well. That's 600 euros. So I made the computations as well. That's 35,400 pesos a month. But wait, there's more. If you have a family or if you have a partner, if it's applicable, you get an additional 660 euros, which is like about 38,940 pesos a month. And that will help you, so that your family can be with you and you will have a full experience, as a family while you're doing your excellent research. And you get also other allowances as well, including some support for your research training and network contribution. So as you can see, it's really an attractive program, and it really encourages you not just to focus on your research, but also to really have a full life, because you don't just work, you have to be with your family as well. So this is the award criteria. Very briefly, it's on excellence, impact, and the quality of your research and the efficiency of the implementation of your research. So please take note of that. As Susan is saying, we have actually in our YouTube channel a lot of resources already on how to navigate the doctoral networks. We have excellent, sharings from former fellows and they have tips and tricks on how to access these grants. So please go to our YouTube channel and check out all these resources for you. Now I'd like to talk to you about the staff exchanges. So if you are, representing an institution here in the Philippines, you could think about, a staff exchange. These are international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary mobility of research and innovation staff, or secondments. So the idea is to have a knowledge transfer between participating institutions and collaborations and cooperation across the globe, basically. So why would you want to do that if you're a member of a Philippine institution and collaborating with a European institution? For staff members, of course, you can get transferable skills and competences, international exposure, employability and career prospects, networking and communication, and your great big ideas really converted to something tangible, products, processes, and services. And of course, for your organizations, again, there's a transfer of knowledge. You can have collaborative networks, and then of course, research and innovation capacity. So I think we can talk to you about this a little bit more when we have more time, but just to give you an idea on how this consortium is being built. And basically, the staff exchanges is for any type of staff. You could be a researcher, an administrative staff, managerial staff, and then you can be seconded for 1 to 12 months. So that's the wonderful thing about it. So you don't need to be like completely into research. If there is a research program and your expertise is needed, even if you're an admin staff or a technical staff, you can be part of this. So just to give you an idea of the call. So, but please check out, I will show you the links later of the Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions website, because sometimes, there are changes in the deadlines. But so we will give you that information. And of course, as Susan was saying, please get in touch with us. So just to give you an overview of what you will get, apart from contributing, of course, to the global knowledge, it's not just you, given this funding, but more importantly, it is your contribution to the discipline, to the course and to the program, to Horizon Europe in general. So you get a top-up allowance of 2,300 euros. And then also you get some support for your research, training, and network contributions. And there are some management and indirect contributions that you can have a partnership with, of course, your host institution. And there is a special needs allowance if applicable. So it's important to note, and I put there is a note there. Sorry, I will move to the next slide already very fast. But here. That participating organizations are expected to continue to pay the salary of the staff during the secondment. So this is a top-up. That's why it's called a top-up. So you are still representing your institution, whether you come from, let's say, Batangas State University or Wesleyan University. I think Eman is from Wesleyan University. So you are still being paid at the same time, you get this allowance as well. Same thing when it comes to criteria, excellence, impact, quality, and efficiency of the implementation as well. So just some links, because we would like to answer some questions. So I am rushing through the presentation. I hope it's still understandable. So again, so please look at our EURAccess job portals. Ask for advice from your MSCA national contact point. There is also a very active Marie Curie Alumni Association here in Southeast Asia, and they are very willing to help you. And as I said, there are resources in our YouTube channel, and also follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, because we always post on a regular basis. If you also subscribe to our flash notes and our newsletters, we put a lot of information there. So it's really just, hopefully taking the time, to find the time, most especially because everybody's very busy, to just, go through all of these information and see what works for you, depending on the research career that you want to do. And then, of course, check the project's requirements and apply for your institution of interest. And here I have a QR code. Actually, it brings you to the website that Susan was showing you a while ago. So please go there and then check out the opportunities that are there for you. And I think now we'd like to answer some questions, from the room or from Facebook. So Eman, back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma'am Jenny. Okay, thank you for that informative presentation. I think they are highly motivated now to apply for EURAccess Horizon Europe Scholarship or what. Okay, let me see if there are questions in the chat box. Good morning. Is the EURAccess available for budding researchers who only have an MA degree? Ma'am Jenny or Ma'am
okay,
Susan, I can may answer that.
Yeah, if you so an MA degree and you want to do a postdoc, yes. Just to clarify that EURAccess is the portal. We are the gateway for the European research area. So we provide information and provide you with access or entry points towards all of these scholarships of the European Union, and also like, for example, the Marie Curie or the Erasmus Plus, and also of the programs of the member states. So the IAD, OEAD, Campus France, all of these member states, they also have their own funding program. So yes, you can get information and also training support. The trainings that we give, Susan and I, they're all for free. So no worries about that. And of course, everybody's welcome.
Thank you, Ma'am Jenny. And for the question number 2, hi, curious about the mobility rule. Does it mean I am qualified to apply if I'm studying in, say, let's say for Poland for my master's and I want to apply another EU country?
Yeah, maybe I'll take that. So the mobility rule applies to anything that's funded by the MSCA, the Maria Skłodowska-Curie Actions. And as Jenny has said, we have these innovative training networks or doctoral networks where you can study for a PhD. And if you're more advanced in your career, we have the MSCA postdoctoral fellowship. So if you already have a PhD and you want to do a postdoc, the mobility rule means you cannot apply for any of these MSCA positions in a country where you have spent more than 12 months in the past 3 years. So if you have done your, in Poland, your master's studies, which would be 2 years, you cannot take up an MSCA offer in Poland. It will have to be in any of the other European countries that are part of this program. So basically, usually it means you have to move around. So if you're in Poland currently doing your master's, you will have to look for an MSCA funded opportunity in a different country.
Thank you, Susan. Do we still have questions? Let's see. I think I have a question here. What practical tips could you advise us to do to get an approval or probably to be qualified for the program?
Well, as Jenny said, Euraxis is an information provider, so there's no Euraxis scholarship. We get that question very often. What we do is we tell you about the opportunities that those 42 countries that are part of Euraxis have on offer, and of course the funding opportunities of the European Commission in the framework of Horizon Europe. So it's literally thousands of opportunities. And I mean, as with any application, you need to do your homework. You need to really understand what is the specific funding body asking for, what kind of profile of applicant are they looking for. You have to make sure you prepare an application that meets these criteria. You should always try to network. It's always good to reach out. You should also be, I think, targeted in your applications. I mean, the feedback we get from professors, for example, is they get a lot of random emails, you know, and the emails are very clear that the person has just copy pasted the text and just send it out to 20 different professors. So if you approach someone specifically with a request for funding, you really need to see, who is this that I'm contacting? What are they doing? You know, does that fit with my profile, and what can I bring to the table? So you have to get the other person interested in you as a potential candidate for that fellowship. Jenny, what would you add?
Yeah, I think it's, I share this all the time, also for those who are applying for the Erasmus programs and the other programs of the member states, is that you know, you have to think that it's not just about getting a scholarship, but you are giving a contribution, right? You are about to study something. And so it is important also to realize that when you go to Europe, you are also contributing something. So you are enriching yourselves, but your presence as well in Europe would also enrich Europe. So I think that kind of perspective is very important. I want to emphasize as well that, you know, before you actually apply, I think it's important to, you know a bit more about the program and find out if it's really the right fit. You know, read, like, for example, the publications that have been made by the professors of the program. You know, maybe even email them in advance. It has always worked with many that I know who have received the Erasmus scholarship and the Marie Curie scholarship as well. They took the time to get to know a professor. You know, find out if they are if what they wanted to do really is in harmonizes nicely with the team that these research networks want to create. And also, it's helpful to also hear from the experiences of other fellows. So we have, as we said, we have a wealth of resources, in our channels, in our social media channels and in YouTube channels. So please, while you're, doing something, maybe doing your research or driving, if you're stuck in EDSA, let's say, we also have a podcast. We are on Spotify, and we are also on Apple Podcasts. So just listen to some of the experiences. But definitely, I think there is no lack of knowledge, and there is no lack of enthusiasm and even brilliance here in the country. So it's just taking the next step to apply for these opportunities.
Thank you very much, Jenny and Susan. I think we only have one question here. If I graduated from BS Nursing with 2 years of experience in clinicals and 6 months in public health, am I still qualified for any program?
Well, I'm sure you can find something. As we said, I mean, there's thousands of opportunities out there. And of course, we can't advise on every specific case. But my suggestion would be to, first of all, go to the funding database and have a look. Secondly, maybe you yourself already have something in mind. I mean, you're here, you're looking for an opportunity. Maybe you already have a specific country in mind that you would like to go to advance your career in nursing. So maybe contact through, as I showed earlier, the Euraxis service centers in Europe. Maybe let's say you want to go to the Netherlands, for example. Contact our colleagues at Euraxis Netherlands, explain to them your background, your academic qualifications, and be precise in detailing what you're looking for, and then they can help you. So whenever you reach out to someone, try to be as precise as possible. I have a bachelor's, I'm hoping to do a master's, I'm eventually trying to work in Europe or in XYZ. So the colleagues know already how to advise you. Try not to be too open in your questions, because then it's more likely you'll just get no response or a response that's not helpful. So you yourself, think a little bit about your career, what you have in mind, and then first of all, make use of the database, and also perhaps just send us an email at asian@euraxis.net, and we can kind of guide you to who you should contact.
Okay, thank you very much, Jenny. I think we're just right on time, and that concludes our webinar for this morning. I'm Emmanuel Jantangan from Western University, Philippines, and stay safe, everyone, and we hope that you'll go higher with EU. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.